Let me run some numbers for you and I'll be right back. Okay, every salesman has used this line. It doesn't matter if he's selling Pontiacs or he's selling Bentleys. And the funny thing is, they actually believe we're stupid enough to think that they have no idea how much their cars cost. A meeting of the minds has to take place to figure it out. I mean, apparently, nobody has ever sold this particular car before in this particular color and trim. So rather than leave everything to chance, the sales guys are going to crack skulls and work extra hard just for you. So the balding, overweight salesman goes where all salesmen go to run the numbers, which is really just another way of saying behind that big counter over there. And of course, every showroom has a counter that's 8 feet tall, so you can't see over it. This is where the supposed sales manager lives and works. Now, you never get to meet the sales manager. Hell, you never even get to see him. For all you know, he doesn't even exist. There might be a guy back there, there might not be. There might be a guy back there banging the finance secretary, there might not. There might not even be a finance secretary because you never even get to see her either. So we don't know who he's banging. What we do know is the salesman who introduced himself to you is there to fight for you. He's on your side, working hard so you get the best deal. I mean, you deal directly with him and nobody else because that's the only way he works for his customers. He thinks of himself as the head salesman anyway. Everybody else just works the phones and sharpens the pencils, but you got the guy that gets things done. Notwithstanding the fact that he has to go talk to his imaginary friend behind the counter to run the numbers. The showroom's stunt of running the numbers is that they've already ran the numbers. They sell cars. That's all they get done doing. They know what they bought them for. They know what their margin is for each car. This is not Caltech mathematics here. They ran the numbers on the same car 10 times yesterday, and they all ended up in the same place. A windfall profit. So your sales guy walks to the counter, disappears behind the counter, and starts talking to either himself or the imaginary sales manager who is really just the guy at the computer. That's because nobody else knows how to use a computer. They're just too old and fat. That's why sales guys have nothing but an adding machine and a picture of someone else's beautiful nuclear family on their desk. Anything more distracting and the numbers start getting messed up. See, this is classic corporate empowerment of the bottom line and the top-down approach. Give your employees the tools to only make mistakes to your own corporate advantage. There are people at the top making $1 million a year to ensure people making $30,000 do just that. So your sales guy goes behind the counter for what seems like forever. I mean, what in the hell can they be talking about? It's a freaking Grand Caravan SE. The wife said no DVD entertainment packs. There's like shredded to the nuts and bolts as it is. I mean, yeah, you did sneak in the premium sound system by Delco and a keyless entry, but the point I'm making is there are 100 other Caravans on the lot just like this one. So what makes this transaction so special to necessitate all the brain power at the dealership? Now and again, your sales guy, he sticks his head up over the counter in the back. He's looking at you. He's keeping his eye on you. You might walk out the door and get a Honda Odyssey. I mean, if you had the brains, you probably would. If you had some balls to go with your brains, you would just told your wife to go fly a kite. You're the breadwinner in the family. You get veto power. Look, when your wife delivered your twins, she chose to deliver them one at a time. Even though you knew that if she delivered them simultaneously and sideways, the vine off your cell phone could have made the two of you more rich and famous than an Arab sheik. But as the mother, she had veto power and she chose to crash that idea and do it her way. Now it's your turn. But no, you're still there like the dildo that you are. You've looked at every car in the showroom trying to kill time like, yeah, you know, they really do have a great selection here. I can't make up my mind. You know, I used to read Car and Driver all the time when I was a kid. And of just one day owning a lane change assist car. Wow, you know, and it's really here. I mean, but still my beating heart. Now, finally, your salesman walks out from behind the counter. He's got some stuff to go over. Now, he's working hard for you. He's got your best interests in mind. Now, in order to give you the good news, he always brings you back to his desk. See, this is a typical sales tactic. All the paperwork and pens are at his desk. He wants you to sign a shit stack of paperwork you probably won't read before you realize he's got you bent over. And another thing, the salesman always has some finish work to do on the adding machine when he sits you down. See, the numbers might be good, but he's going to do that little extra just for you, even if he can just shave a few pennies. Now, little do you know, he's adding his big ass commission here, okay? The sales manager, he's got a target margin across the board, but the sales guy is throwing in that little extra. His neighbor got a log splitter for Christmas? He wants one too. Okay, now the sales guy finally gets around to talk turkey. You told him, hey, I don't want to spend a penny over $25,000. Now, obviously, Nothing you said stuck because he's configured a 7-year loan at 12% interest. He's got you financing the interest, paying interest on interest. And then to make things worse, he only gave you a $500 trade on your 2001 Mercury. Yeah, it's kind of a pile, and the wife talked you into that one too. But dollar for dollar, you know the sales guy is trying to pull one over on you. And you've been nice. You played by the rules, but now it's time to go on the offensive with a flanking move.
Larry, can I call you Larry? I see those numbers, but it looks like you got me not only upside down, but you got me bent over the chair with an air wrench, man.
What do you mean? We've run these numbers several times. This is a great deal.
Yeah, Larry, you're right. For you, I'm prepared to walk out this door right now. There's a lot of places I can buy a Caravan SC, but I'm here with you, Larry. Those numbers aren't close.
Really? It makes it sound like this is the first time anyone has ever questioned his offer. I tell you what, it's the end of the month and we like to clear inventory about now. Let me see what I can do. The end of the month line is another bullshit phrase, just like, let me run some numbers. The fact is, car salesmen are prepared to stick it to you during the entire month. A car not worth selling to you 3 weeks ago shouldn't be worth your time now. So your sales guy walks over to the big counter and goes back to work, and he starts talking shop with the sales manager, aka the guy at the computer, and the guy you're forbidden to see. But you're curious and you can't stand it anymore, so you walk around the showroom, create a few Johnny angles, and loiter behind a potted plant to get a cleaner look. And sure enough, just as you thought, the guy at the computer, a young guy, probably just out of college, business or finance grad, gets his jollies from ordering around 58-year-old half-bald guys who never had a non-union job in their life, working part-time as a car salesman at Benavides, Chrysler, Dodge, and Greater Rancho Cucamonga. And of course, all the salesmen hate him.
That young snot thinks he can boss us around. He took all our free tail, drives the expensive demo cars to his laser tag matches. Fuck Dennis and the horse he rode in on.
So another 20 minutes and you're ready to split. They either have something reasonable for you or they don't.
Larry, I hope you have something for me this time.
I think you're gonna like what I've done. Here's where the bullshit really begins to fly. See, there's a cashback rebate on that car. Apparently we didn't know about it, one of those dealer to manufacturer sales incentives. I don't quite understand it myself, but it's gonna save you about $600. And it's only on the SC model too, so you lucked out. That's our slowest trim package, so we need to move it. So what we did was, we activated the sales incentive retroactively, applied the cashback savings we already talked about, rolled over your trade-in over a shorter loan period, cashed in the actual cash value of the roadside assistance you'll never use, because these cars never break down. Added your down payment to the last loan payment first to speed up the pay on interest, recalculated the money factor using a gross discretionary quantitative algorithm. Only Chrysler is currently doing that, by the way. That's a nice savings there. And then we took off the Delco sound package and keyless entry, and then swapped the vehicle with a lemon law repossession that's been certified refurbished. I think you'll really be happy with it.
Ugh. I'm only gonna say this once. Is it still in mint chocolate chip metallic?
And that's what it's like to buy a new car at the dealership. The dealership and the salesman trying to sell you a new car are not on your side. If they can fleece you for every last dollar in your checking account, and you're more than willing to oblige, they're going to do just that and not lose a wink's sleep over it. The rules of engagement, the chessboard, the kabuki theater play acting, all of it is just a carefully crafted and orchestrated approach to do one thing: interrogate, intimidate, and initiate a consensual strong-arm robbery of your wallet. They're not a charity, and neither should you be. They see you as just another spineless, clueless wimp that can't say no to the carrot and stick approach, okay? It's not a coincidence that dealers never talk MSRP. The only number they're going to care about is the monthly payment, because that's the only number they want you to care about. Having the wherewithal to afford the monthly payment does not suggest that you in any way have the wherewithal to afford the same new or used car. So get a backbone, educate yourself, and empower yourself. And never apologize for taking a grenade to a knife fight, because the dealership is ignoring the proverbial knife clause too.